Hey, 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 good morning. Happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to Her Divine Journey podcast on the platform sponsored by Words That Speak with your host, me, Brandy, aka B Jules. You could be so many other places or listening to so many other people. I am so thankful that you are tuning in with me. So y'all, I got a confession. Um, I missed last week. Like between school and like just coming back from London and my trip and just getting back in the groove of things, like it didn't even hit me that I didn't do an episode last Saturday because last Saturday was the first Saturday of April. It just didn't even click until like Sunday. And I was like, oh, but what can I do? I can't go back in time. So here we are. We're going to start it. We going to keep going. And I do have a brand new series for you guys. So get your tea, get your coffee, get your OJ, get your journals, get whatever you need to start your morning off right. You know I got mine. All right. So before we start, I just want to thank everyone who has donated to my GoFundMe. I just want to take a moment. Oh my gosh, y'all. If you haven't seen the video, I was able to secure a rental place with the money donated. I have a book launch set date. I have a venue, and I'm so excited. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not donated, it is still open. It has not been closed. You could go into the bio on my IG or Facebook at Words That Speak. You can DM me. I can send you the link. Any amount counts for me, even if you just share it. Like, however I could get to that goal. So I am halfway through to my goal. I got another donation this week, so thank you, thank you, thank you. They're trickling in. You know, I'm gonna keep running this until I can't run it no more, until I get that goal. So I really, really appreciate everyone. So we are diving into a new series called Bloom Where You're Planted. So it's all about embracing the season you're in, even if it feels messy, even if it feels confusing or hidden, because God isn't just watching your story unfold. He's writing it. Haha. So, like I said, make sure you got your stuff with you, and we're going to talk about the beauty of becoming. That's going to be our first episode, the beauty of becoming. So, have you ever looked at your life and thought, this doesn't look like I thought it would by now? Maybe you're in a season of waiting, rebuilding, or just feeling stuck. And sis, I get it. We've all been there. But here's the thing. Becoming takes time. Flowers don't bloom overnight. Diamonds don't form without pressure. And your transformation, it's not just happening on the outside, it's happening deep within. So Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, not social media's time, not your sister's timeline, or your homeboy's timeline, or your husband's timeline, or the church's timeline. It is on His time. So that means the process matters. See, right now, even if no one sees your growth, God sees it. That's for somebody. Even if no one else is seeing it, God sees it. Every prayer you whisper, every time you choose peace over panic, every time you say yes to continue to heal, when you say yes to healing, even when it hurts, you are becoming. So, I'll be honest, there was a time in my life, and I can't say it happens all the time, but there are some times even to this present day where I feel, like, hey God, like, what we doing? Are we there? So I feel like my story was too messy for God to use me. I wanted the beauty, but I didn't understand that beauty is born from brokenness. And it wasn't until I surrendered my timeline, my trust, my control, my agenda, my plans, my everything, and trusted God that I started to truly become the woman He created me to be. And it's going to be 6 years in October I've been walking with Jesus. And it has taken 6 years for me to get through all of my layers. And like this year, I have more layers and more things I had to still give Him that I had still been holding on to, or maybe not holding on to them as tight anymore, but I still had like a little 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of ordeal. And I fully had to give up some other things in me that I thought maybe He'll let it go. Maybe He won't think about it no more. Maybe He won't even ask me to give it up. But no, he kept asking me. And I kept having to, get to this place of full surrender. And it's layers, y'all. We're like onions. It's layers upon layers upon layers. It's not just a one time and like all is well. Nah, becoming is a process. It's kind of like when you look at a seed, it is so small and it's placed in darkness, right? Before it gets anywhere else. But then once it starts to bloom, once it sprouts to the light, it just starts to become. And I want to encourage you. You don't have to arrive to be worthy. You don't have to be fully bloomed to be valuable. There is beauty in becoming. So, reflection and takeaway. This week, I want you to reflect on these questions. 1, where am I going right now? Even if it's beneath the surface. Like, even if you're that seed and you're in the dark, where are you going? 2, what part of my journey am I rushing that God is still working on? 3, can I give myself permission to be a work in progress? Write those down. Talk to God about them. And remember, just because you haven't bloomed yet doesn't mean you're not planted in purpose. So, I want to do a fun fact segment. So now it's time for that. So because God gave us joy too, not just deep thoughts, right? We got to have fun. So did you know that sunflowers actually follow the sun as it moves across the sky? And just like them, we will follow the light. We naturally grow in the right direction. So I hope this episode spoke to your heart. Share it with another woman. Like, comment. Just know that you're not behind. You are becoming. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a review. And join me next week for episode 2, when it feels like nothing is happening. Until then, keep blooming, sis.